Hi everyone, seeing as the year just ended, I thought it might be fun to share with you guys my 2025 Letterboxd Wrapped. They do this at the start of every January for the previous year. As we see here, I watched 169 films in 2025 and that totaled 304.5 hours. Unfortunately, if we have a look here, you can see that I've slightly been doing worse year over year. So 202 here, and then big year here, 255. I'd like to hit probably around 200 would be a nice round number for this year. So that is my target. If we go down here, we have my highest rated films of the year. No surprise with some of these. Basically 4 stars on the top and 3.5 on the bottom. Nice mixture of stuff here. I thought 25 was a pretty good year overall. Nothing really blew me away compared to previous years. But yeah, very solid, I would say. Let's see what we have. This is my week by week breakdown. Highest would probably be Halloween. I always do a Halloween marathon every year, so that's no surprise. In terms of low points, here I think I was just feeling lazy, unfortunately. And the final week in December is really short. So with all of the Christmas and New Year stuff going on, I didn't watch anything. 3.2 average is okay. I try to watch a film every other day. So that kind of is on track. And down here, my most watched day of the week is a Tuesday, apparently, which is a little bit surprising because I would have assumed it would have been, Saturday or Sunday. Kind of interesting to see Tuesday up here. These are my milestones for the year. So my first film was The Parades. This was a Japanese Netflix movie I watched. Interesting concept, but not quite as good as I hoped. But I did enjoy it. My 50th was 7 Years of Night, which is a South Korean thriller mystery. I did start reading the book actually. I made it a few chapters in, but I wasn't really enjoying the writing, so I watched the film instead. Yeah, I think I gave that 3 stars. Yeah, 3 stars. Film number 100 was Saving Face, which I really enjoyed. That's in my top 10 of non-2025 films I watched last year. I really enjoyed that. I think I gave it 4 stars. Yeah, 4 stars. 150 was Frankenstein, which I didn't quite like as much as I hoped, but I did have a good time watching it. And then, of course, I did not make it to 200, so that's blank. And then my final film of the year was Intimate Strangers, which I learnt is actually the most remade film of all time, apparently, according to Guinness Book of Records. I think it was originally an Italian film called Perfect Strangers, and it's been remade 24 times or 28 times. And I can see why now watching this version. The kind of story is very universal. The themes kind of go with every culture and language. So I'm interested in checking out more versions of this maybe in the future. And we go down here. We have, probably no surprise for most people, Drama USA and English are my top countries and languages. Hopefully this year I can fill in some gaps in terms of languages and add a couple more down here. Going down, we have some themes and genres. As I mentioned, in October I do a Halloween marathon. I don't quite do the 31 days of horror. I normally tap out around 25. This is why I have horror up here so much. The undead monsters and stuff like that. So that's not really surprising. My breakdown I have here, I think about 40% of films were 2025 new releases. So I'm quite happy with that ratio. I would be very happy here because over the last few years I've tried to only watch films that I've never seen before. I don't really rewatch many films. And I watched one film. It was Naked Gun 2, Smell of Fear. I rewatched that with someone who'd never seen it. We just watched the new Liam Neeson one in the cinema, and I wanted just a little bit more Naked Gun, and this person had never seen 2, so we put it on, and still fun. I watched it many times as a kid, and it still holds up for me. And then, yeah, reviews. I don't really review too many films on Letterboxd. I kind of do the typical thing, really, where I do the quick one-liner, maybe referencing a scene or a quote. And then sometimes I do a little bit more detailed review. So maybe I'll try and take this more seriously. My rankings or ratings, like most people, 3 stars. I kind of go in the middle of most films. So maybe this year I'll try and be a little bit more critical, maybe. No 5-star films for me in 25, and only a couple here that were down the other side. I added some films to my wish list, 59, and I watched 57 of them, so that's pretty good. I am trying to chip away at my watch list as I go, but I'm constantly adding new stuff, so I kind of get stuck. Here we have cast. Cast and crew kind of go together hand in hand, because I finally jumped on the Johnny To train last year, and he likes to cast many of the same people in his films. So Lam Suet is number 1, and Jimmy Wong, no surprise. Yeah, so they were in basically all of his films that I watched. And apart from other people, I finally watched Baby Assassins, so that's why Takaishi is here. She's pretty good. And then I did a little Gene Hackman marathon when he died. The news broke that he died. So in March I decided to watch 5 of his in a row, which I'd never seen before. I've kind of seen his most famous and more popular films, I guess. So I wanted to watch 5 that I hadn't seen or heard of much. What else do we have? Directors, nothing too surprising here. Not really many multiple people appearing. Highs and lows of the year. So here we have Do the Right Thing, which I finally watched. I can see this being a really good summer rewatch. I quite enjoyed it. Lowest was Ghoulies, which, no surprise, I kind of watch bad stuff during Halloween because I find it fun, and Ghoulies wasn't that good. Most popular was Sinners. That kind of surprises me. I thought maybe One Battle might be up here instead, but the most obscure film was Springtime, which is a South Korean music school drama, and I've been looking to watch this film for many years but could never find it, and then I think I came across it sometime on Netflix, maybe South Korean Netflix, so I watched that as soon as I could in case it got removed. Latest or the newest film was Running Man, which I didn't really enjoy too much. Don't know, really, it just didn't really leave an impression on me. I'm a big fan of the original. Disappointing. Didn't really feel like an Edgar Wright film in any way. The oldest film I watched last year was Winchester 73, which has been on my list for a long time. Longest film was Inland Empire, which also had been sitting on my list for a long time. Sadly, I watched it because the news of David Lynch's passing. I think I watched it the same day, actually. And finally, the shortest film was Bong Joon-ho's short film, Incoherence, which I saw on Mubi. I think this was like 3 or 4 short films. Yeah, 3 episodes that kind of link by the end. Yeah, so that was pretty fun. Okay, going down here, we have everything, all the posters, which kind of looks really small when I scroll like this. Doesn't really seem like 169 films, but here they are. You can see my big kind of Halloween row here. We have my world map, so hopefully this year I can fill in some, grey spots. And finally we have the highest rated films I have not seen. I would like to watch Mighty Supreme, maybe this month or whatever, if I get a chance in the cinema. Outside of that, I haven't really heard of anything else apart from Chainsaw Man, which I'm not really interested in. Maybe I should check out these other ones here. Yeah, and that's it. So this is Letterboxd Pro I have, so this is what I get. The public side version is this one, which is a little bit less detailed. If you're interested in stats and figures like I've just shown you, I do recommend checking out the Pro subscription. So this is the same kind of info, just not as detailed. But yeah, let me know what your stats were like, what you got up to, and yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in 12 months' time. Thanks.